Welcome to Rick's Corner. I'm Rick Drasin, your host today, as always. And a very special guest today, originally from Sweden, Haugen.
Sweden?
Norway.
Norway, yeah.
Norway, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Is it all the same?
No,
Not really.
very big.
The weaklings come from Sweden, the strong guys come from Norway.
Now, see, I knew there was a reason. I'm glad you corrected me. Anyway, we're here, and we're going to talk about his career because he's a strong man. He's done a lot of things. He's owned gyms. He's traveled all over the world, and he's very well known. And I want him to share his life with us because he has a lot to talk about. All right, so what inspired you, let's say, at a young age, to want to get into strength and working out?
To be honest, I don't really know. It was always in me.
Yeah.
I started lifting weights when I was about 10 years old and has trained ever since.
At 10?
10, yeah.
You don't think that's too young?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I lifted from the beginning. I started making my own stuff to begin with, and then as I saved up money, I started buying, white plates and stuff like that. But there was nothing available where I grew up.
How'd you make it with the barns and coffee cans and cement?
Yeah, and with wood actually. Yeah,
Did
we
you?
didn't have dumbbells. I had wooden dumbbells.
Really? And how'd you get the weight out of the wood?
Well, I kept putting it in water, soaking it in water to keep it heavy.
I see. I never heard of that. That's amazing. And it worked.
Yeah, it worked. And then I got some store-bought ones later, like a sent
Right.
for a mail order. Yeah.
At that time, when you started 10 years old, obviously nobody at that age knows anything about diet and eating habits, right? You just ate.
Well, actually, I started reading absolutely everything I could get my hands on about being strong and lifting
Right.
and doing strength feats. So through my, from age 10 to age 16, I probably went through every Iron Man magazine from 1936 up to the 60s when I was.
I have a whole collection out there from 1941 on.
Do you?
Because, when we're in this business and we have a passion for what we do, with lifting and bodybuilding and all that, we read everything we can get.
Yep.
It's like a Bible. And you read it more than once.
Yep.
You
It was
review,
like-
and you read, and you review, right?
I mean, I learned everything from that. From that, and Strength and Health was another magazine
Right.
I bought. But and I kept those for a while, but they got lost. I left the country and
Sure.
I left with my parents, and that's gone. But I actually have I have in my gym here. I have one of the benches I made in shop when I was 12 years old,
Really?
out of wood, but it's a incline,
Yeah.
adjustable incline
Sure.
bench that functions perfectly fine right now. I don't use it, but it would function perfectly fine. And I have my the first weight that I ever got too.
How old were you when you came here?
I was I first came here as an exchange student in high school when I was 18,
Okay.
and then I came back at 20 when I was to go to college.
You were doing a business major?
No, everything I ever thought about when I grew up was being exercise physiology, muscles, and building muscles. And
I saw
building
that. I saw that, but it had something about MBA too.
Yes, after I got my degree in exercise physiology, I then got my MBA in finance from Berkeley.
I say that because at every level in life, you can have the creative side, which is really good, and lifting and all that, but you also need to have the business side, especially if you're going to open gyms,
Yes,
because you got to know what you're doing.
yes,
And so you opened some gyms.
yes. I first out of college, I started my real estate business, and it kind of at one point got me into the gym business. In a sense, I was always interested, obviously, in that part of it, but through the real estate business, I got into the gym business, and I slowly graduated out of the real estate business fully into the gym
Now,
business.
was this when you went to work for 24 Hour?
No, I never. I merged my company that
Okay.
I had built up, merged with the company that became 24 Hour Fitness.
And
There
what
was no 24 Hour Fitness at the time.
Okay. What was the company you had at the time?
I had a gym management company that owned Gold's Gyms
Okay.
in Bay Area and in
Right.
Honolulu,
Right.
Hawaii.
So when you got into the gym business, I also read that you had some Gold's gyms. You had a Gold gym and more Gold's gyms,
Yeah, I've had up to 8 Gold's Gyms. I think.
and these were in the Bay Area.
Bay Area and Honolulu. Yeah,
I actually worked out the one in Honolulu.
really.
Yeah, that was in the 80s, I believe.
That would be before my time. There was one before us. We opened up in 1990.
Okay.
And it was at the time we opened up, we were one of the biggest Gold's Gyms in the world.
The ones in the Bay Area, are they still there?
Some are, but I don't think any of them are Gold's Gym anymore.
Okay. You sold them all?
I sold them off. Part of them went to became 24 Hour Fitness.
Okay.
Part of 24 Hour Fitness, and some I sold off to other partners that kept it as Goldstein, and they had been Goldstein till up till very lately, actually.
Did you like having the gym business?
Yeah, I enjoy the gym business.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yes,
It's a lot of liability.
Yeah,
But it's fun.
yeah, it's fun.
And it's fun to see people get results. So then you got it. You were in a strength training at the same time?
Yeah, I of course as I grew up, I was in all kinds of sports, and in college I did 3 different sports, and at the same time did bodybuilding.
Right.
And through my teens, I did bodybuilding. My first contest was at 17,
Okay.
and so forth. And I actually was in the IFBB Mr. World in 1968 at the Brooklyn Academy of Music.
Really? How'd you do on that?
Well, I don't know, they didn't place, but they only placed like the first top 3 anyway.
That's an
But it was-
experience.
Yeah, that was an experience.
Did
I
you
saw
do?
the
Did you
big
do good with bodybuilding?
Yeah, I won Junior Mr. Norway. I won Senior Mr. Norway before I came back to the US. I won Mr. South Atlantic after I came here. Competed in Junior Mr. America, and like I said, I have to be Mr. World.
I have a question about bodybuilding because I didn't start as a bodybuilder. I started as a powerlifter. And I always felt that powerlifting gives you your foundation for bodybuilding. That you need some sort of a base at the squats and the deadlifts and the bench presses to get your strength and get your thickness, and then you can sculpt after that. Am I right?
I think there's different approaches. Yeah, true. You do want to have. I think my upbringing, so to speak, and it was on my own, and I read everything. So
Sure.
I did strength feet. I was bending iron when I was just a teenager, and
Sure.
I was doing all that kind of things already. So I probably had more all-round training. So I was actually national champion in Olympic weightlifting, in powerlifting, and in bodybuilding, and was one of the top throwers in Norway as well in the junior class.
What are some of your best lifts?
Well, I don't even remember what I did back then.
I know how it goes.
It's a long time ago. But as a masters lifter, I've done about 750 in deadlift, and I think like 730 something, actually 35 officially. I have about 500 in bench press, and about the same as the deadlift in squat as well.
That's incredible.
But that was his mastership, and I started up again and started competing after 20 years of just working out.
No, I get it. Have you had any joint injuries?
I
think we talked about this.
Joints are funny. Of course, they're probably, if I didn't do what I'm doing, they'll probably all fall apart, I would have to say. But I'm still competing. I think I just won the world championship in some arm lifting and so forth like that, and I'm doing just started a new career in mass wrestling.
I want to get into that too. We're going to get into that heavy.
But I think it's the main thing is that you got to keep at it. I mean, if I quit, I would probably have some major problems in the knees, probably, and also maybe in the lower back and the hips.
Yeah.
But because you need to keep it working.
That's the theory I have too. As long as you keep the machine oiled, you keep it working, it's going to work.
Yeah.
And the minute you stop and you sit on the couch, it stiffens up and nothing works. Just the way life goes. Do you still train heavy?
Yeah. I mean, it depends who you to speak to. What the hell is heavy.
No, but
It's heavy.
But I learned particularly over the last 15 years, how to train. I changed a lot of the training. I mean, it's just amazing when I think back on some of the things I did in my 20s and in my teens, stuff like some of the squatting and stuff like that, with my knees down, out and stuff like that. That my knees even still there. But I learned that you can do a lot of explosive stuff. So I do a lot of explosive stuff where it's sub-max, maybe the weight is about 50% over 1 rep max, 50 to maybe 70%, but I'm exploding it. And I don't do very many reps. I do very few reps, anywhere from 1 to 5 reps.
Okay.
But it's all really explosive. So mentally it's and it gives you almost the same effect as having a heavy weight. But if you're going to lift heavy weight, you always have to do some heavy weights because it's it's a biofeedback there. That
Exactly.
You have
the minute you don't do it, you don't do it.
Yeah. So I do. I still train with the young guys on the in the strongman stuff, but I don't do powerlifting. I just do strongman.
This strength lifting that you do you think? I know it adds your strength, obviously, but does it add size as well for people who watch out there? If I do this stuff, they say, if I do this, am I going to get size out of it?
Well, it depends what you do. Obviously, when you're doing low rep, and you're doing explosive stuff, you can actually stay the same size, just get stronger.
Just get stronger,
without getting much bigger. In terms of like the arm lifting, for example, I've dropped 30 pounds over the last couple of years, and still can lift as much.
This is much.
Yeah.
Because that's a good point you bring up, because I know myself, if I lost 5 pounds, I go to the gym, I feel weaker. I don't feel I have the strength I had when I'm 5 pounds heavier. I don't know why that is, but it's just the way it is. It's just that everything feels lighter to me if I gain 5 pounds. You know.
Yeah, I think it has to do. It's really a lot of it is psychological, because obviously when you're gaining and losing weight, a lot of it is water and the fluctuation that's in water. But if you're able to take fat off, I mean, that's not going to affect your strength whatsoever.
No.
But mentally it may, because you can see if you have that full feeling, you feel stronger.
Exactly.
And it makes it a little difficult to lose weight. Like in my case, I'm trying to take my weight down, but I want to take it down. I probably want to take it down another 20 pounds over the next year or so. But it's harder to do when you're trying to keep your strength and lift heavy all the time.
Exactly.
And when you lift heavy, you retain the muscles.
Right.
So like your leg size and stuff like that, always retain. And I could lose 50 pounds probably if I stopped training. That
happens. It happens.
But as long as I'm training the way I'm doing, I'm retaining the muscle size and the strength.
I was telling somebody that I used to do really good chin-ups, and then my bench was like 450, and I'd always be heavy on the bench. I haven't done bench in years. I ripped my tricep, the shoulder's kind of bad, so I just started doing dumbbells and other things. But if I don't keep up with that, if I don't go back to the dumbbells and do hundreds all the time, then 60s feel heavy.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done them.
Yeah.
It's a consistent thing that you have to keep doing over and over and over again. So with your strength lifting and this and that, like you got into this MOS.
Yeah.
Let's explain to viewers what that is, because it's all new, right?
Yeah, it's new for us here anyway. It's an ancient sport in northern Russia, and it probably has some bearings in a lot of other cultures as well. And it's essentially two men sitting down and fighting over a stick. Right. And fighting over meaning that they have a board between them and they're pulling. Yeah. And it's like a tug of war, but they have a stick between them.
I'll run videos and I'll show as we're talking about this, but it's good to know what they do, because I mean the pictures tell a lot and the videos tell a lot. But these events are getting bigger. You're putting on these events.
Yes, and I'm competing in it myself without trying it out,
right.
And I enjoy it. And it's one of the things that it's a very good all around strength exercise. I mean, it's probably one of the best tests of actual functional strength. Mm-hmm. It isn't just like lifting a dead weight. Mm-hmm. You're doing it against somebody, so your functional strength is very much tested.
And using the whole body?
And using absolutely every muscle in your body. You're sore everywhere when you go through a tournament. I just came back from St. Petersburg where I had in a tournament. Only fought like 4 matches, and probably the actual time wasn't that long, but the entire time you were doing it, it's 100% effort in the entire body, so it's really, really tough.
How much time? You had mentioned something like 30 to 40 seconds. A minute's almost too long?
Yeah, I think that the majority of the matches are less than 10 seconds, mm-hmm. And some of them, my first international experience was a 55-second fight, so I was totally
it's a long
wasted.
Time. Yeah, it's a long time. Now, people at the events, you said there's a line of people waiting to try this.
Yeah, we brought it to like a fitness expo. We're going to bring it now to the LA Fitness Expo in January.
Right.
Again, we'll have a big tournament on Sunday, but on Saturday it'll be available to everybody to come and try it out. And we have gifts and giveaways for the people to try it out.
I mean, I think it's wonderful. I think that's so cool. Now, what's the chances of actually rupturing or pulling a muscle when you do it? Because you're going out on this thing. You could tear something.
Absolutely, anytime you do any kind of exertion, you could do that. But the good part is that it's actually your grip is going to control it.
Okay.
So if you can't do anymore, you let go. I mean that's it, and then you're done, right? So you can only pull as hard as you can. You're not wrapped into something that somebody can hurt you. You can only hurt yourself by holding on.
If people want to get into this, they want to train for this. Is there a facility where they can go train?
Well, we train at my gym, which is at home basically, but you can set it up very simply. We have it on the website at MOS Wrestling
and you can set people up?
.com, yeah.
And the website is MOSUSA.com?
MOSWrestlingUSA.com.
Okay, I'm going to put that up as well. Your next event will be in January with the Fitness Expo, LA?
Yeah, here locally it will be in LA at the Fitness Expo on the 25th and 26th.
That draws huge crowds. Huge crowds.
Yeah, we'll have 40, 50,000 people there. So
For sure.
And a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of supplement companies, a lot of other activities too, a lot of other fitness type tests and the competition. And we have also a strongman competition, and there is the All American, which will have world strongest men will come to compete. And so we will have a very high level strongman competition for professionals. We will have a arm lifting competition will also be high level, where we're bringing people from Russia to come and compete, and it will be a high level mass wrestling tournament. Plus the fact that anybody can come and try it out.
Yeah, this is a 2-day event, you guys. You got to come down. It's LA Fitness Expo in January. I'll have it up on my website as well. You'll be able to meet Oat there with his booth and what they do and the Moss Wrestling. I don't know if I want to try this. I can't get a grip on this hand with this finger gun, so I have to use like a strap. But I saw it, and it really intrigues me.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, I mean, even at my age of 106, I might be able to pull it off, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a good thing. So I will probably be there as well. I think I'll set up and bring my camera and interview some people, and maybe we'll have some guys come on and talk about it.
That's great.
Great. Now, supplements. Is there any type of supplements that you take other than normal food?
I have probably since I was a kid taken food supplements.
Okay.
First it was milk protein and stuff like that, and then plus desiccated liver at the time, and you probably heard you have tried all of these things. There was a bunch of different things. I can't even remember some of them, but actually over the last many years, I've been involved in supplement developing our own supplement company and our own supplements. And so I'm very careful what I eat, and I'm very careful about what supplements I take.
Yeah.
And we have created a whole series of evidence-based supplements that basically most supplements unfortunately are sold based on advertising. And most of the money goes into putting them in the magazine and spending it. We spend no money on that. We spend all our money on our research and our education around our products and our product work and best in class.
I think it's important. I mean, foods are important, but there's times you can't eat normal food. You just don't have it around you. And I do supplements. I just think that they're a must. Yeah. You have to have something.
Well, I mean, if you're going to eat enough or get all the nutrients we need to be big and strong, you're going to be big and fat if you eat all that food. That's the thing. So you had to have supplements to get them in, and like you're talking about the joints before, taking over joint formula. We have a very good joint formula we take that I'm religious about taking, and we even have an anti-aging formula for advanced brain health.
I'll take that one
that I've been taking I've been taking those for I think 20 years. I mean, so
you feel smarter?
Well, maybe I'm not getting so much dumber. Maybe
that's because you've been getting dumber and getting old age.
I'm not sure if we're getting smarter.
So the best thing I could do at this point is direct everybody to your website, which is Moss Wrestling.
USA. Yeah. For the supplements, it's .fit.com. .fit.com.
That's
it's available. Yeah, not available in a lot of health clubs. That's available in health clubs. The Moss Wrestling, obviously, we are going to try to push it out into the health clubs. We have had a couple of demos in different health clubs, and they're just excited as they can be about using it. So we're looking at trying to roll it out in some health clubs.
Okay, great.
As an activity.
Now you brought something all wrapped up there in my leopard skin tights.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not to give to you, but I want you to sign it.
Oh, I can't keep it?
You can't keep it. It's a one of a kind.
I accept all. I am too.
Yeah, I know
I'm one of a kind.
I know you are, and when you see this, you'll see how.
Okay, let's bring this up here and have a look at it.
As I said, I was own Gold's Gym, and we developed Gold's Gym in Honolulu and Hawaii, and we had this commission, and I know that you are the one behind this fella that actually designed it.
Oh my God, that's crazy! Show the camera out there so we can all have a look. That is unbelievable. So that's mine, huh?
So one of a kind. All you have to do is just sign it, so I can.
Okay.
As the original, I guess you got the designer or the artist of the.
Yeah. It looks just like me.
Yeah.
When I was heavier.
Yeah. But it's a lot of detail, and it's.
What would you like this signed?
You can space it right there.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. There we go.
Awesome.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Turn it around. We'll have everybody see. Now, this is based off the cartoon drawing that I did for Gold's Gym back in 1973. And they actually sculpted a statue out of it. That's so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah, it was only one made, and when I merged with 24 Hour Fitness, and we had to change the name to 24 Hour Fitness.
Put that on this way, so it'll be right in the middle of this. Right here, up top.
Okay.
Because the camera shoots down. Oh, turn it this way. This is so cool.
I figured that was mine to keep.
There we go. Well, I want to thank you for coming down here and telling me all about this. We're going to be at the LA Fitness Expo to see Ode and his Moss wrestling with the bars, and we're running pictures of it and all that. We're going to help you promote it. We'll do a good job with it.
Appreciate
But
it.
I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you.
There you guys got it. Rick's Corner, another classic, a masterpiece. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next.